Bears at Jets, Week 12. Um, we're gonna learn a lot about this team and their resilience and their coaching. We're gonna learn a lot. They're making a big QB change. They lost the they lost horribly to a division rival for the 14th straight time. We're gonna learn a lot about their focus, their hunger, their mindset, their belief in their coach, their belief in the offense and changing into Mike White. In his first start last year, he showed more than anything Zach has done in 20 starts. There's a reason why his jersey was put in the Hall of Fame. Like that's 400 yards in their first start, and you beat the number one team at the time in Cincinnati, upset fashion. I'm not saying that Mike White is more talented than Zach, but to me it seems like he's just more ready to play football on Sundays. That's how it comes off to me. He's gonna make he's gonna make mistakes and he'll lose games for sure. But I truly believe he will generate more positive plays on offense. I really do think so. For the past what the I feel like the wide receivers have been giving us hints about what's been going on behind closed doors with their with their visible frustrations. You know, Mike White getting elevated a few weeks ago. Prior to that, you have Elijah Moore asking for a trade. Salah saying in the press conference where he announced the benching of Zach, saying that it's for the past 4 to 5 weeks they've been noticing the fundamental issues with Zach's play.
On this one. It's just I don't want to get into all the hypotheticals. I know we can create and conjure up a million of them, and not to disrespect you in any way. I just want to make sure that we just focus on every moment. And for Zach, it's about focusing on himself and finding ways to reconnect all the basic fundamentals that we're seeing in the game that's been showing up for the last 4 or 5 weeks. And practice, but for Mike, it's obviously it's a great opportunity for him, and
It just tells me that Zach hasn't been cutting it on Sunday and at practice, and I'm just you got to read between the lines, and that's me reading between the lines, but that's what it looks like to me. His fundamentals have been out of whack, and I believe Robert Saleh when he says that. I believe the coaching. I don't think they're lying or trying to not say it's because of his comments after the game and the lack of leadership. That probably plays a role because that's a sign of his immaturity. Yeah, he needs to sit back and take some time. Honestly, what is 3 weeks gonna do? Like, you plan to bring him back before the end of the season, but like, is he really gonna mature in a matter of weeks and be a much improved player and better decision making and better with handling the pressure on the field, which he's been horrible at. He's been the worst at, and then also handling the pressure with the media. I don't think he's going to be ready for that. Like, to me, this is like a long term sit your ass down and grow up. I'm hoping Mike White can do a decent job to the point where they could keep him in for the rest of the season. Because Zach ain't gonna. What is he gonna learn in a few weeks? Really, really. I think he has more talent than Mike White, but he's just not ready. He's just not ready to take on the pressure, and you could just tell. You could just tell, and all you got to do is read the players around him. Read the players around him. Read the wide receivers. I don't think all these wide receivers that we have are divas or anything like that. Corey Davis is a veteran. He's been around for a while. His demeanor is very calm and reserved. So like he's not the type, he's not the type to like put it out there in any way. But prior to what Elijah Moore did, it didn't seem like he was the type to do that. I think he over exaggerated. He didn't handle it well, and I don't think Gary Wilson is a diva or anything like that. He's just very passionate. So them and then Mims is a whole nother issue, but he did show some frustration on the field too. So it just seems like maybe they were a little fed up. Maybe they feel like at practice they saw the difference between how Zach has been playing, and then they're seeing Mike White putting the offense in better position or making the throws that you're supposed to make that Zach has been missing. And maybe that's why they're like, hey, come on, change the guy. In the press conference today, Saleh said the conversation when he informed Mike White, he called him. He said it was like 30 seconds.
You told us that you called him Tuesday night. How would you describe that conversation? Because he's not a guy who's had a lot of experience, so it's kind of a big deal, I'm sure.
It lasted all of 30 seconds. I said, Mike, how you doing? He said, good. And I said, all right, you ready to roll, man? And he said, yep. I said, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. That was it.
So really, I just feel like they knew. To me, that this was in the making for a while. That's what it feels like to me. Oh, you call them, be like, hey, time to get it going, time to roll. That's it. And you hang up and you move on. It's like it seems like they kind of already had this in the making. I really believe the window for the team to win is wide open this season and next season. Wide open. The defense is special. You have talented players on offense. You have a decent offensive coordinator. He's not perfect, but I think he's smart. He's a smart offensive coordinator. The coaching staff I have a lot of confidence in. I think working collectively, they're gonna have a good game plan week in and week out. And the defense is special. You got special players all over the place on defense, and they fully are committed. They are fully committed. Bart Scott said Bart Scott said what I said a few weeks ago. To me, it would be a blessing for this team to make it to the playoffs, because to gain that experience with a ton of rookies and second-year players, that would be monumental for the future of the organization. It would be monumental. To feel the air and the pressure and to feel the heat of the game in the critical moments in the playoffs for these young players is it would do wonders for them next year and going forward. I think the window starts now, and the change to Mike White, it was the perfect move. I really believe, for everybody, for Zach included, because Zach needs to grow up. He needs to feel the burn. He needs to feel that burn of losing the job because of how you've been playing, and the things you've been saying are not good either. He needs to feel that for a while. And a while ain't 3 weeks. It's going to be longer, man. Seriously. And the fact that they put him inactive, they didn't even put him as the backup. That tells me it's going to be a decent amount of time. So you can't even say, oh, if Mike White was to get injured, Zach is right back in there. It seems like to me he's put far down the bench right now to go and reevaluate. You don't need to see Sundays at all. You don't need to see Sundays on the field. Nowhere near it. You need to sit back and take it as it goes, because hey, if Mike White comes in and we beat the Bears and we somehow win one of the two between Minnesota and Buffalo, hey, that would put us in a great spot. If he has to sit down and watch from the side for the rest of the season and potentially the playoffs, hey, so be it. So be it. That's more ammo for him to use to grow up and improve. And to not be selfish. Everything he's been doing looks selfish. His comments at the end of the game were selfish. The first week against the first game against New England, I felt he was selfish, taking all these unnecessary risks and silly throws and running around. That was ridiculous. His nonchalant nature, he needed to sit down. And simultaneously putting in Mike White, trying to provide a spark, and potentially saving the season as far as making the playoffs. I think it was a very smart move, a collective decision between the whole organization to make the move. It shows accountability for poor play, and it shows that to all the players on the team, that everyone's going to be held accountable. Elijah was held accountable. Denzel was held accountable. Zach is now held accountable. You need to play well. You need to handle yourself as a grown up, as a professional, and that's pretty much it. Salah and Ulbrich deserve a lot of praise. From last to arguably first on defense over one off season, like the players are fully understand their assignments, and the chemistry and the violent nature is very evident every week, every game. You see the belief and the culture shift at play every time, man. This is a special season. It's official. It's official. No one on the team should be calling him Ahmad anymore. Nobody. It's Sauce. That's it. Everyone should be calling him Sauce. I don't even need to say much about it. You already know what this guy's been doing. Pick number 4, and he's he is over exceeded all expectations, man. I felt like we all knew he was going to be special, but damn, man, that special and that quick is phenomenal. I watched the Michael Carter MC2 podcast with EA and Bart, and I like his demeanor. He's a grown man, and this is his only second year, and he's showing a lot of improvement. I'm loving his run stuffing, his run defense. He was jumping in there against New England, man, a few times. He was jumping in there, stuffing the run. I love what he said about the goals for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think the goal is to get more takeaways and to actually score with those takeaways. And, we had a lot of balls on the ground that we haven't been able to get. And we feel like now's the time, like we got to get those opportunities, those fumbles, those tip balls, those sideline adjustments. When we make them, we got to be able to adjust and make the play. And so the goal really is just to keep getting the takeaways, and just keep dominating. Get back to the fundamentals in the way we tackle, and be, because when it's going to get colder. Mm-hmm. So just be the best takeaway defense in the league, and then be the best tackling defense in the league. And we do those two, we'll dominate.
I love what I'm hearing from him.
The goals are to take away the ball and to tackle. Be the best takeaway and tackling defense in the league for the rest of the season. The 2 times they play New England, there was some tackling issues. And Salah said it too, that they've been practicing every week they practice every week on tackling. And it's not to say that it's like they're horrible. They're not horrible, but there are some issues. There are some hiccups, and they need to continue to drill it and be on top of it. Those are the goals, and I agree completely. They need to continue to take away the ball, potentially turn those takeaways into touchdowns, which I think that potential fumble in the beginning of the game with Sauce slapping the ball free and running it back to the 1-yard line, that should have been a turnover in my opinion. But whatever. I thought this a few days ago, but Chicago should be they should be weary of playing Fields in this game. He's obviously banged up, and their offense has been thriving because of their run-centric attack with Fields. I do think they're gonna play him. I really do. I think he's gonna play, but I don't know if that's the best decision. He's he's gonna be hit. He's going to get hit in this game. And the hits are not only gonna be from him running the ball. He's gonna take some hits in the pocket with this Jets pass rush. So that's also very concerning. I don't know if it's smart for them to put him out there in this game. Obviously, every game is dangerous. Every game is dangerous, no matter who you play. No matter who you play. But he injured his shoulder. Man, he is special, man. He is a special quarterback. Some of those plays buying time, oh my God, against the Falcons, it was just special. It's crazy. He's so strong. His lower half is so strong that he's able to break all these defensive ends and defensive tackles and break through and stay on his feet. He's so fast, and he made a throw on the sideline to Montgomery. He bought some time, was rolling to the right.
Deep drop, deep routes, lets him develop. Good coverage, though. Down the sideline goes Montgomery, and Fields spectacularly drops it in.
There's a couple of wild throws from Justin Fields every game, but this is one of those wild throws. I love this. Sends him down the field, waves him down. Now watch this throw. I mean, that is tight coverage by Lorenzo Carter. That is a perfect.
And it was just a beautiful ball, just like right on a line, right on a rope, right over the I think it was Carter. Carter was what's the hell's his name? The defensive end for the Falcons. He's really talented. But he had great defense on Montgomery up the sideline, but Fields, man, beautiful throw. It was a fantastic throw. It was like wow. And he has plays like that with his arms and especially with his legs. This is going to be he's very dangerous. He's very dangerous. But with that injury, he's probably going to play. I fully expect him to play. I really do. And if he's out there, it's going to be dangerous. But it's going to be dangerous on both sides because let Quincy get a hit on him. Let Quan get a hit on him. Let Bryce Huff get a clear path to him. He's going to take some hits, and it could get ugly. They need to monitor. They definitely need to monitor how he's looking throughout the game because he's going to get hit. This freaking coin prediction thing is really bugging me, man. It's really bugging me. Because being a Jets fan is like, all right, the coin has them going deep into the playoffs, but if they lose this game, it won't feel good. It will not feel good. It will not look good. It would not look good. Do I fully believe in a coin flip prediction for a whole season? No, like that would be ridiculous, but it's just really annoying to have that in the back of our minds after losing to New England and then coming and it's being predicted from a coin that we're going to lose to the Bears. Oh, man, and then record is now 6-5. Obviously, if that was to happen, the season definitely still isn't over. But, man, for the coin flip to be wrong, I think is more likely if it's going to be wrong, it's going to be wrong with us not going deep into the playoffs. But whatever, I'll put that to the side. I think the Jets are going to win this game. I do. They're playing at home. They got a new quarterback. I believe the new quarterback is not a more talented quarterback than Zach, but I think Mike White will produce more positive plays and positive and probably more points I do think so. We have the talent around him. I don't know what I would give the score. Is that, and then the Bears have been scoring. If Fields plays, it's gonna be difficult. It's going to be difficult to stop him. But I think the Jets will win this game. I think they'll win it. I say they'll win it 24-20. 24-20 Jets. That's my prediction. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be a close game all the way through, I think. The defense is gonna have its moments. The offense is gonna have its moments. Fields is gonna have his moments. I'm not that scared about the Bears defense. I'm really not. The only way the Bears defense will have success is if Mike White throws a pick six and then throws another pick, like, and he makes the mistakes, which is possible. It is possible. I'm not gonna. It's definitely possible. But we'll see. 24-20, Jets win Week 12, and they'll go to 7-4. 7-4. Get back in the third spot within the division with New England losing to Minnesota. Take back the third spot. Right back in the hunt for the playoffs, and move on to Minnesota. It's going to be a real fun Sunday. Revis getting inducted into the Ring of Honors. Let's go out there and let's put on a good performance and win the game. Don't want to lose with Revis getting inducted that day. Let's make the fan base proud at home. That's how I feel. Like it, love it, hate it, despise it, disagree. I don't care. Let's go Jets.